to the International Children's Day of Broadcasting, ICDB. This is another special broadcast commemorates the 2022 International Children's Day of Broadcasting. My name is Izichiku Somtochiku. With me on the program are
Zara Paul Wamiso,
Oluwadunsin Bello,
Wally Lakwai. We are so happy to have you join us today.
On this edition of the ICDB special, we will be discussing the topic, the state of the Nigerian child.
Women Affairs is the national agency saddled with the responsibility of the welfare of Nigerian children through the Department of Child Development. The ministry works with state governments and other parastatals and stakeholders to ensure that there are policies in place for the welfare of children in Nigeria.
The ministry has been in charge of the Nigerian Children's Parliament for over 2 decades.
Part of the function of the ministry is the protection of the girl child. On the program today, we have been joined by our mother, the Honorable Minister of Women Affairs, Dame Pauline Tallen OFR KSG. Thank you for joining us on the show now.
It's nice being with you, children.
Before we proceed, we will go on this short break. Don't change the dial.
One in 3 of us will experience violence before the age of 15. 1 in 3 of us will be married off as a child. 1 in 3 of us will experience the mental health consequence of gender-based violence. You can put an end to it. Protect women and girls. End violence against women and girls. This message is brought to you by Playback Nigeria and AIT.
About imagination. It was just about imagining things even though you were not taught, and it was actually fun.
My name is Jessica Stevens and I'm from Everest Heights Academy. Today we learned how to improvise, how to improve in our imaginary thinking
Welcome back. If you have just joined us, this is the ICDB special, and we are talking to the Honorable Minister of Women Affairs, Dame Pauline Tallen, about the state of the Nigerian child.
Your Excellency, what can you say about the state of the Nigerian child?
Thank you very much. The state of the Nigerian child is quite disturbing, particularly of recent. And that's why the federal government, under the able leadership of President Muhammadu Buhari, and all the team, particularly the Ministry of Women Affairs, is very much concerned because the child is the future leader of tomorrow. And most of the problems affecting women affects children because you can't separate the mother and the child. And some of the challenges mitigating efforts trying to improve the upliftment of children are armed conflicts, kidnapping. All these affect government's effort towards improving the life of our children. A lot of children have been badly affected because of the armed conflict and kidnapping. When you visit the IDP camps, you will see a huge number of women and children. And this is a sorry sight. Children are supposed to grow in a right environment, well taken care of. But because of the armed conflict and the insurgency that has affected Nigeria so badly, children are badly affected. And this government is doing everything possible to address this issue. The issue of out-of-school children, street children, is a major problem that is affecting this government. And government is not resting on its laurels. The Ministry of Women Affairs, the Ministry of Humanitarian, we are working together with the Ministry of Education to ensure that every child has the opportunity to be in school. The education of every child is a right. And Mr. President has said this not once, not twice, that education is a right of every Nigerian child. So those that are badly affected through armed conflicts, these are some of the challenges to ensure that schools are provided near the IDP camps. Houses are put in place to get most of these parents that are displaced, the displaced mothers and children, back to their homes and villages. And a lot is being done in states like Borno, Kebbi, Yobe, and Adamawa states. These are the states that were badly affected by the armed conflict and insurgency. Kidnapping is another major issue, and we are intensifying advocacy to ensure that our children must be protected across the nation. And it is a responsibility of everyone because the child belongs to all.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Your Excellency, ma'am, what has been the major challenge children face in Nigeria?
The major challenges children face in Nigeria are through the armed conflict and the insecurity, children are displaced. And once they are displaced, they lose a lot of social amenities. They lose parental care and home, love. And children that are not privileged to be in school are also badly affected. And we have taken this upon ourselves to intensify advocacy in all the states to ensure that every child is protected. Before I assumed office in this ministry, we had only few states that domesticated the Child's Right Act. But I can proudly tell you that today we have 30 states that have domesticated the Child's Right Act. I'm not just worried about having them domesticated, but to ensure that the Child's Right Act of 2003 are fully implemented. I commend the 30 states, and we are urging the remaining states to ensure that the Child's Right Act is domesticated and implemented. If we have this done, then the child will be protected. Issues of early marriage, issues of bullying, issues of female genital mutilation, these are serious issues. These are problems that affect the girl child. And it is unacceptable, and we are doing everything possible to address these issues. And whoever is found committing such crimes will be properly dealt with according to this stipulation of the Act.
Thank you, ma'am. Honorable Minister, ma'am, what has the ministry done to tackle these challenges?
As I earlier mentioned, the ministry has gone round on aggressive advocacy to ensure that every state ensures that they domesticate and implement the Child's Right Act. That is the law that protects the child. The Child's Right Act of 2003, if properly implemented, will protect the child, because every child is entitled to be in school, to be educated. Every child is supposed to be well protected and should not be forced into early marriage until after the age of 18. All these are clear guidelines that are under the Child's Right Act. And if it is properly implemented, the child will be properly protected.
I deserve an education. I deserve to be protected. I deserve to be included in decision making. I deserve to lead. I deserve a seat at the table. I also am human. Promote gender equality today. End violence against women and girls. This message is brought to you by Playback Nigeria and AIT.
Thank you. What has been the major obstacles to your ministry in tackling these challenges?
The major obstacles are the armed conflict, insecurity is actually the major problems. Because if there is insecurity, parents will be displaced. Either the fathers are killed and mothers are left alone or displaced. When you visit the IDPs, then you can feel and understand what I'm saying. Because most of you are privileged children, but you don't have the feel. That's why it's good from time to time to visit such children, street children, and those in the IDP camps. And then you can understand what these children are going through. But no child is supposed to go through such hardship. A child is supposed to be loved, well cared for, and brought up in the right environment so that the child can concentrate well in school and be properly educated, because they are the future of tomorrow. But when the child is abused, when the child is not cared for, it affects the psyche of the child, and that also affects his mental ability. He may not be able to concentrate in school, and he will grow with bitterness in his heart. That again will be a problem, because he's going to be a child that grows with anger and pain, and he will be a nuisance and a problem to the society.
Your Excellency, what is the way forward for the Nigerian child?
The Nigerian child is the hope of the future of this country, because they are the future leaders. The Nigerian child, this administration is doing everything possible to protect and ensure that these children are protected and grow in the right environment. And that's why you can see houses are being built in the states that they were badly affected by armed conflicts, and people are being moved from the IDP camps to homes where children can grow in the right environment. And with the efforts that the ministry is doing to ensure that every state domesticate and implements the Child's Right Act, if that is successfully done, definitely the hope, the future will be brighter for the Nigerian child, because the child will be well protected, the child will grow in the right environment, and the child will be a child that will grow in the right environment and be a responsible citizen of tomorrow.
Your Excellency, ma'am, if you pass a message to the Nigerian children, what would that message be?
My message to the Nigerian child is that they should be determined. They should not give up. They should be determined to be good children. If you are in school, you must read hard, be a good child, respect your parents, respect the school authority, and make sure that you protect one another. Bullying in school is bad. The senior students must protect the junior ones. And the boys should. And that's why I encourage forming of the clubs, the boys' clubs, that will protect the girl child. The boys should protect the girl child from being bullied, from being abused, from being harassed. So you must love one another. You must be very prayerful children. You must be children that put your studies first and have high hopes to make Nigeria a better country. A lot of children are well talented, but bad companies sometimes mislead them. I urge all Nigerian children to say no to all forms of violence against children, to say no to all abusive tendencies, say no to bullying, be good children, be prayerful children, love one another. Love is key, because if you love one another sincerely, you won't raise your hand to bully anybody. So love is the greatest of all that I would say to the Nigerian child. When you love one another, you will protect one another, you will be serious with your studies, and you will be children that God will bless, because God is love. When you love one another, God will bless you. So the children that you will respect constituted authority, you will follow and keep to the school rules, you help your parents at home, and listen to their advice. Parents must also be good role models by setting good examples to the children. So children, being the future leaders of tomorrow, you must set a standard that the young ones after you will see and emulate. So you must be role models within your school, set good standards, follow it, and aim for the best so that you come out with flying colors. Education, I always say, is the greatest investment in the life of every child.
Thank you for time and efforts to speak with us despite your busy schedule. We do not take it for granted, Your Excellency.
Thank you.
And that's all we have for today's special edition of the International Children's Day of Broadcasting Special.
This program is brought to you by Playback Nigeria. To know more about how we use theatre for social change, please visit www.playbacknigeria.com.
Remember to follow us on social media as Playback Nigeria on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Check out the wonderful work we do using theatre on our YouTube page.
I am Oluwadunsin Bello from Bankers Private School.
I am Zara Paul Obamiso from Improv for Kids.
I am Wali Lafa from Damo International Schools.
I am Zichiku Samtojiku from White Pearl International School. Do have a great day.